I'm not sure if you can tell what cards we're looking at here from the angle, but I'm going to try and get the best picture I can here. First, we're just going to scan over the deck really fast. Pause the video if you need to go back and take a look. This is part of the red-green starter deck I built. I'm going to go over the process of this because this is how I teach new players how to play. And I'm just wondering if anyone else has any better ideas on deck building, starter decks. Okay, I'll start the mana base first. I believe I have an equal count of mountains and forests. I stuck the Lorwyn Vivid lands in there instead of Pain lands, or traditional comes into play tap lands, because I think they're a little bit better, just a little. Okay, so turn one, I only have one option available to the player what they can do on their first turn. That's to play the Wild Cantor, and that will definitely help smooth out their mana base if they're holding it. If they're not, then it's an automatic pass. They could always mull for a better hand to try to get it, but traditionally I don't think you need to do it. It's a red-green aggro deck with a hint of control, but it's really just an aggro deck. Turn two, I widen the possibilities with Goblin Piker and Grizzly Bears and Deadly Recluse plus Volcanic Hammer. Now I've given the player a couple of different options. He can either A, play a guy. They're both just generic vanillas, but he can play them. If he's fortunate enough to hit one of the two Deadly Recluse, then he's got to choose between a 1-2 and a 2-2, or if he's mastered a 2-1. Or he can wipe out an opposing guy with a Volcanic Hammer. And I believe in the blue-red deck there's not too many guys of a toughness higher than 3. The reason I'm running Volcanic Hammer instead of Incinerate is because I don't want to flood the player with too many options. This is more of a guide deck so you can learn how to play the game. Not get good at it, just learn how to play. Okay, turn 3, we have more guys as options. We have Goblin Chariot and Borderland Ranger. You get your choice of the Haster or the Land Search. Or Land Search in the form of Kadama's Reach and damage in the form of Seismic Strike. So I've given the player a couple of more options. He can either A, if he's fortunate enough to hit more burn, he can go for that, or B, he can go for even more of the Land Search. Watch out, Shadow. But if he's already got out a Grizzly Bears or something similar, he can continue the beats with the Goblin Chariot, which hasn't been a bad idea so far. He's also got the one of Panic Attack that he can play on turn 3 if he wants, if he just happened to not sacrifice the Wild Cantor or Grizzly Bears or something. Watch out, no. Cat's trying to get in the way of the camera because she wants to be on film too. You want to be on film? Say hi, Shadow. Turn 4, we get a couple different options here. First of all, you got the playset of Giant Spiders, which does help against the blue-white deck because it does run a lot of flyers, which is why the Deadly Recluse is also in there. Or you can have your pick of, should you be holding one? Watch out, Shadow, come on. Because you're doing something, I want to be a part of it. You have the option of running the Stone Giant, the Cudgel Troll, or the Lightning Elemental, which has good flavor with the Goblin Chariot. So, if you're, it kind of depends on what kind of situation you're in and which one you would play, obviously. But you should probably go with the Giant Spider in most cases. I'm only running one of each of those 3 because, I don't want to bombard them with too many options. I just want them to learn how to play and give them a couple of more options along the way so that they can feel more advanced in their strategies. Which is why I'm also running only 2 Giant Growth. So that turn 1 player, that turn 2 play, they can show it up with a Giant Growth and continue on. Turn 5 play, I only have one, and that would be the Street Breaker Worm from Guild Pact. And I debated cutting it for something better, but players love to play the big flashy fat guys. So I've only included one. And a lot of people, the newer players, like the worm and they like to see it coming out at you and they think it's real good. And it's not too good against the blue-white deck, but it's supposed to help draw players into the game. Which is also why I'm running the lone copy of Bloodfire Colossus. Same reason. But if you just so happen to choose the mana route early in the game, you have your Borderland Rangers, Wild Cantors, and Kodama's Reach. If you just happen to get just the mana going, you could get that Bloodfire Colossus out pretty early and gain board control pretty fast. So this is a preview of the blue-white or the red-green deck. The blue-white one is up next. It'll be in a different video. Hopefully I'll have a link to that and I'll figure out how to do that.